Tell me, have you heard?
The story of Billy Squier is one of meteoric rise and devastating fall. Today, we'll uncover how one of rock's most promising stars vanished from the spotlight almost overnight. The search for relevance. I wouldn't say I'm trying to reinvent myself, Billy Squier once reflected, but I'm constantly searching for ways to stay current in the ever-evolving music world. These words carry a certain weight now, coming from an artist who once dominated MTV and radio airwaves with hits like The Stroke and Lonely Is the Night, only to seemingly disappear without a trace. Early foundations of a rock legend. Born on May 12, 1950, in Wellesley, Massachusetts, Billy Squier's musical journey began in a quiet New England setting. His early exposure to rock titans like Cream, John Mayall, and the Blues Breakers, and Led Zeppelin would prove instrumental in shaping his musical DNA. These influences weren't just passing inspirations, they became the building blocks of his signature sound. As Squier's passion for music deepened, he enrolled at the prestigious Berklee College of Music in Boston. Initially planning to pursue music education, fate had different plans. The vibrant, creative atmosphere of Berklee helped Squier realize his true calling wasn't teaching music, it was creating it. This pivotal revelation set him on a path toward rock stardom. 1975 marked a crucial turning point when Squier formed Piper, taking on the roles of lead vocalist and principal songwriter. Their self-titled debut album in 1976 created significant buzz, with Circus magazine boldly declaring it the greatest debut album ever released by a rock band. While perhaps hyperbolic, this praise highlighted the industry's excitement about Piper's potential. The band's momentum continued to build, landing them opening slots for rock giants like Kiss. Their follow-up album, Can't Wait, 1977, showcased their evolving sound, though it didn't quite match the acclaim of their debut. Despite their brief existence, Piper served as the perfect launching pad for what would become Billy Squier's explosive solo career. First taste of fame. Performing at legendary venues like Madison Square Garden with Piper gave Squier his first real taste of stardom. These experiences would prove invaluable, planting seeds of ambition that would later bloom during his solo career. When Piper eventually disbanded in the late 1970s, rather than viewing it as a setback, Squier saw an opportunity for reinvention. With a fresh perspective and years of experience under his belt, Squier secured a deal with Capitol Records, a moment that would change his life forever. His 1980 solo debut, The Tale of the Tape, introduced audiences to his distinctive sound. While tracks like You Should Be High Love didn't dominate the charts, they showcased Squier's ability to blend hard-hitting rock with infectious melodies. The album's moderate success on rock radio stations hinted at the breakthrough that was just around the corner. The breakthrough, Don't Say No. 1981's Don't Say No wasn't just an album, it was a cultural phenomenon. Powered by the unstoppable momentum of The Stroke, along with hits like My Kind of Lover and Lonely Is the Night, the record catapulted Squier from opening act to stadium headliner. His commanding vocals and masterful guitar work, combined with an innate ability to craft arena-ready anthems, made him impossible to ignore. The album would go on to become a cornerstone of 80s rock, influencing generations of musicians. Riding the Wave, Emotions in Motion. Capitalizing on his newfound fame, Squier released Emotions in Motion in 1982. The album further cemented his position as rock royalty, spawning hits like Everybody Wants You and Learn How to Live. In a brilliant marketing move, Squier collaborated with pop art legend Andy Warhol for the album's cover art, elevating the project beyond mere music into a cultural touchstone. His live performances during this era became legendary, characterized by raw energy and showmanship that few could match. Opening acts like Def Leppard and Saga would later credit these shows as masterclasses in rock performance. The peak of stardom. Squier's star continued to rise as he surrounded himself with exceptional talent. His touring band featured some of rock's finest musicians, each bringing their own following and adding layers of excitement to his electrifying performances. His commanding stage presence and ability to connect with audiences became legendary, turning casual listeners into devoted fans. Emotions in Motion wasn't just another hit record, it represented Squier's artistic evolution. He had mastered the delicate balance between powerful lyrics and memorable melodies, crafting songs that resonated deeply with his audience. His exploration of universal themes like ambition, love, and self-discovery struck a chord that still echoes today. The rise to rock royalty. By the early 1980s, Billy Squier had transformed from Piper's promising frontman into a bona fide rock sensation. His distinctive style, characterized by soaring vocals, blistering guitar work, and arena-ready anthems, set him apart in an era already packed with legendary performers. His music became a staple of the rock scene, with his songs featured prominently in iconic films like Fast Times at Ridgemont High and Metropolis. The controversial turning point. 1984's Signs of Life initially seemed to continue Squier's winning streak. The album's lead single, Rock Me Tonight, appeared destined for greatness with its infectious rhythm and powerful lyrics. However, what should have been another triumph became the catalyst for an unexpected downfall. The music video for Rock Me Tonight, directed by Kenny Ortega, aimed to showcase a lighter, more playful side of Squier's personality. Instead, it sparked immediate controversy. The video's choreography and visual choices, featuring Squier dancing in a pastel-colored bedroom setting, created a stark contrast to his established rock image. In an era when rock culture was deeply intertwined with traditional masculinity, the backlash was swift and severe. Looking back, Squier acknowledged the creative missteps that led to this pivotal moment. He had relinquished too much creative control, trusting his management team and director's vision without sufficient input. What was intended to broaden his appeal instead became a cautionary tale about the power of image in rock music. As Squier would later reflect, that 4 minutes of video gave people a complete misconception of who I was, musically, artistically, and personally. The fall from grace. The aftermath of the Rock Me Tonight video sent shockwaves through the music industry. What started as a creative misunderstanding quickly escalated into a career-altering catastrophe. Radio stations began pulling Squier's music from their rotations, and the industry that once championed him now viewed him with skepticism. The video had inadvertently created a disconnect between Squier's established rock persona and this new, softer image that audiences simply couldn't reconcile. Wrestling with creative control. Despite the setback, Squier maintained a philosophical perspective on the situation. He recognized the delicate balance between artistic expression and audience expectations, understanding that authenticity was the cornerstone of his connection with fans. The experience, though painful, served as a powerful lesson about maintaining creative control and staying true to one's artistic vision. Capitol Records, the label that had supported his meteoric rise, began exerting more influence over his creative decisions. The resulting tension between artistic integrity and commercial demands created a rift that would prove difficult to bridge. This power struggle marked the beginning of a challenging new chapter in Squier's career. The struggle to reclaim glory. In 1986, Squier released Enough is Enough, an album that showcased his determination to persevere. While the record contained strong material and generated some interest, it failed to recapture his previous magic. The album peaked at #64 on the charts, selling approximately 300,000 copies, a significant decline from his multi-platinum heights. The single Don't Say You Love Me achieved moderate success, reaching #58 on the Billboard Hot 100 and #4 on the mainstream rock chart. But it would mark Squier's final appearance on the Hot 100. The changing musical landscape. As the 1980s drew to a close, Squier released Here and Now, 1989, demonstrating his commitment to evolving with the times. However, the album struggled to find its audience in a rapidly changing musical landscape. The polished, arena-ready sound that had defined Squier's earlier work was being overshadowed by the raw energy of alternative rock and grunge. His 1991 release, Creatures of Habit, further highlighted these challenges. Critics and fans alike found the album's refined production at odds with the emerging grunge movement. The mixed reviews reflected a broader shift in musical tastes, leaving Squier's signature sound feeling increasingly out of step with the times. Navigating the grunge era. The early 1990s brought seismic shifts to the music industry. As grunge and alternative rock dominated the airwaves, Squier's Creatures of Habit struggled to find its footing, peaking at a disappointing 117 on the charts. Despite this setback, the album wasn't without its bright spots. Singles like She Goes Down and Facts of Life managed to capture radio attention, with She Goes Down climbing to an impressive top 5 position on Billboard's mainstream rock chart, Squier's strongest radio performance of the decade. The final Capitol chapter. 1993's Tell the Truth marked Squier's 7th and final album with Capitol Records. The record showcased his continued artistic evolution, featuring collaborations with various musicians and a sound that Squier himself compared favorably to his classic Don't Say No. However, Capitol's lackluster marketing efforts left the album virtually invisible to the public. The results were devastating. Tell the Truth became Squier's first album to miss the charts entirely, selling a mere 37,000 copies in the US according to SoundScan data. Disillusionment and departure. The early 90s marked a period of intense frustration for Squier. In candid interviews, he expressed feeling betrayed by industry figures he had once trusted. "I've been stabbed in the back too many times," he revealed. "The music business as I knew it doesn't exist anymore." This disillusionment led to his gradual withdrawal from the spotlight, not a decision made lightly, but one that reflected his growing disconnect with an industry that seemed increasingly at odds with his artistic principles. Creative evolution. Despite stepping back from mainstream music, Squier continued to explore new creative territories. In 1994, he penned a screenplay titled Run to Daylight, which reached the final selection at Sundance Film Festival, though it ultimately remained unproduced. Capitol Records' 1995 release of 16 Strokes, The Best of Billy Squier, served as a fitting tribute to his golden era, while his deeply personal tribute to friend Freddie Mercury in 1998's Mercury, the Afterlife, and Times of a Rock God showcased his artistic versatility. During these performances, Squier would often perform I Have Watched You Fly, a heartfelt composition dedicated to Mercury, demonstrating that while his commercial star may have faded, his artistic spirit remained undimmed. A touching tribute. In a poignant moment during his tribute performance of I Have Watched You Fly, Squier expressed his hope to stand beside Freddie Mercury again in another life. This emotional tribute not only showcased their deep friendship, but demonstrated Squier's ability to channel raw emotion into his music, creating a lasting memorial to a fellow rock legend. Acoustic evolution. The release of Happy Blue marked a significant departure from Squier's signature sound. Trading his electric guitar for an acoustic one, he embraced a stripped-down blues style that highlighted his musical versatility. The album featured a reimagined version of The Stroke, transformed into a bluesy interpretation titled Stroke Me Blues. While commercial success proved elusive, the album resonated deeply with fans who appreciated its authenticity and introspective nature. Legacy and collaboration. 2001 marked the 20th anniversary of Don't Say No, prompting Squier's first major tour since 1991. This milestone celebration allowed him to reconnect with his audience while showcasing the album's enduring influence on rock music. His willingness to explore new opportunities led to unexpected collaborations, including a 2004 remix of Everybody Wants You with Fisher Spooner for the Queer Eye for the Straight Guy soundtrack introducing his music to a new generation. AllStar Recognition. Squier's musical journey took an exciting turn when he joined Ringo Starr's All-Star Band in 2006 and 2008, sharing the stage with acclaimed artists like Richard Marx, Edgar Winter, and Sheila E. These performances reinforced his reputation as a versatile and respected musician. A particularly memorable acoustic show at B.B. King's in New York demonstrated his ability to captivate audiences in an intimate setting, with Eddie Trunk introducing him as one of rock's greatest singer-songwriters. Honoring the blues. In 2010, Squier paid homage to his blues influences by participating in a tribute to James Cotton at Lincoln Center. Performing alongside legends like Taj Mahal and Pinetop Perkins, he demonstrated his deep respect for the genre that shaped his musical foundation. That same year, a remastered 30th anniversary edition of Don't Say No was released, featuring previously unheard live tracks from Squier's personal archives. His later years also saw increased involvement in charitable work, including a memorable performance at the Third Right to Rock celebration in New York, supporting music education for underprivileged children. Community engagement and musical evolution. In 2012, Squier demonstrated his commitment to nurturing young talent through a remarkable collaboration with Jersey City students performing Lonely Is the Night. His dedication to music education continued through various fundraisers, including memorable appearances at the New Orleans Jazz Fest and a benefit concert supporting the American Revolution, a documentary chronicling Boston's WBCN radio station. The Everest Adventure. Squier's adventurous spirit manifested beyond music in 1985 when he attempted an audacious feat, reaching Mount Everest's summit. In a bold move that perfectly captured his larger-than-life personality, he chartered a helicopter from Nepal's prince and offered two pilots $10,000 to land him directly on the peak. Though the pilots declined due to obvious safety concerns, this endeavor highlighted Squier's fearless approach to life's challenges. Personal life and residences. 2002 marked a new chapter in Squier's life when he married Nicole Shen, a professional German soccer player. The couple established a sophisticated bi-coastal lifestyle, dividing their time between a serene Bridgehampton, Long Island residence and a luxurious apartment in Manhattan's prestigious Sano building, offering stunning views of Central Park West. Environmental advocacy. Beyond music, Squier became a passionate environmental advocate, dedicating 17 years to the Central Park Conservancy. By 2016, he personally maintained 20 acres of the park, while using his platform to raise awareness about urban green spaces through media appearances and written articles. His commitment extended to Eastern Long Island, where he supported the group for the East End's native species initiatives, demonstrating his dedication to ecological preservation. Modern influence and legacy. While Squier stepped back from recording and touring, his influence persisted in unexpected ways. In 2013, Eminem's Berserk sampled The Stroke, introducing Squier's music to a new generation. That same year, he impressed audiences with his Electric Man performances at both the Patchogue Music Festival and the Voodoo Festival in New Orleans, where he memorably collaborated with a local brass band for a unique rendition of The Stroke. Though he maintains a lower profile today, Squier remains connected to his musical roots. As he once cryptically remarked, "I haven't sold any of my guitars, you never know," suggesting that while his story's most dramatic chapters may be written, the book isn't quite closed. Legacy and future possibilities. Today, Billy Squier's influence continues to resonate throughout the rock music landscape. While he maintains a relatively low profile, his dedicated fan base remains hopeful for new musical endeavors or live performances. His journey through the music industry, marked by both triumphant successes and challenging setbacks, serves as a compelling narrative of resilience and artistic evolution. Squier's unwavering dedication to his craft manifests in various ways. His acoustic projects demonstrate his versatility as a musician, while his heartfelt tributes to fellow artists like Freddie Mercury showcase his emotional depth. Beyond music, his commitment to charitable causes, particularly environmental conservation and music education, reveals an artist who understands the importance of giving back to the community. His reputation as a rock legend persists, inspiring new generations of musicians who discover his work through various channels. Whether it's through sampling in modern hip-hop tracks or the timeless appeal of classics like The Stroke and Everybody Wants You, Squier's musical legacy continues to influence contemporary artists and resonate with fans worldwide. As we reflect on Billy Squier's remarkable journey from rock royalty to a more contemplative phase of his career, one thing remains clear: his impact on rock music is indelible. While his future musical endeavors remain uncertain, his legacy as one of rock's most distinctive voices is secure. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Billy Squier's story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out our next video for more fascinating tales from rock history.